Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and have not subscribed yet, please do that. And if you would, whether you like the video or not, if you'd give me a thumbs up down there. It just helps all the algorithms, whatever's going on behind the scenes with YouTube. If you are new to the channel, I am an amateur photographer with the emphasis on the word amateur. I just kind of come on every once in a while, show some pictures I've taken, and talk about a little gear every once in a while. Last week, I went to the Nightfall concert on Friday night, and I posted a video that talked about this little gimbal right here, the Zhiyun Smooth Q2, and the fact that with my phone, in the new Polar Pro case with a neutral density filter attached, that particular gimbal could not keep up, just could not handle the weight. It does get considerably heavier with everything attached. And so on Saturday, I went to the Riverfront Nights concert down at Ross's Landing in Chattanooga. And I took my original gimbal, which was this DJI Mobile 2. And this was the very first gimbal that I bought. They've come out with the 4 since then, and along with some other really nice gimbals. But I took this one because it's big enough and the motors are heavy enough to control the iPhone with the case. Now, here are a few pictures that I took while I was there. I really liked the Riverfront Nights concert, probably more as a photographer, more than I do the Nightfall concert series, because there's so much more happening with the crowd. There is a large area for people. They go out and they do hula hoops, they dance, they whatever. And there's also a totally separate area for those who bring their dogs to let them run and play. Where at the Nightfall concert, most of the people are seated. There's some people milling around, but other than a sort of a mosh pit area in front of the stage, there's not really a whole lot that goes on of any really visual interest with the crowd. So as a photographer, the Saturday night concert, I think, in my opinion, is better. You're welcome to put your comments below as to which one you've been to and which one you think is best for you. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about this DJI Mobile 2 because, and show you a little bit of the footage compared to last week. So here's a couple of video clips that I took last week using the Zhiyun, whatever it is, I don't know how to pronounce it, using their Play app with no filters and filming at 120 frames per second. And now here is video that I took using the DJI gimbal, using the Filmic Pro app with a filter, also at 120 frames per second. I don't really think you're going to see much of a difference. That leads me to the point that I'm not really sure I need all of the Polar Pro excess weight to do what I want to do when it comes to operating a gimbal and getting B-roll footage with my phone. I think they both work about the same. The difference for me and where the balance moves away from the DJI is in the size, because with the Zhiyun, let me just stand up here and show you. With this, I can just tuck this in my pocket, cover it up. It's very much out of the way. I'm good to go. Not a really big deal. But with the DJI, and the other thing that I will say too is that once the phone is connected and weighted, this little piece comes out. It can stay attached to the phone. And so whenever you put it back in and lock it, the phone is automatically balanced again where it was before. You don't have that with the DJI. Now you might have it with the newer models that of course I don't have. But with this one, when I tuck this one in my pocket when it's out of use, it's kind of ugly. And it runs the risk very much of falling out of my pocket. And so for me, looking at ways to get B-roll, I will continue to use, I don't have it handy, but I will continue to use my Canon M50 for any of the vlogging that I'm going to do of talking to the camera. I'm going to continue to use my Canon M50 held on a small little tripod because that's just really, really easy to use. But if I want to get B-roll of movement and get it where I don't get all the camera shake and the bumping up and down that I would if I was just carrying my camera, I will probably continue to use this little deal right here until it falls apart, and then I'll buy a new one. So I'll throw up a few more pictures from the concert, and then also in the description below I'll put a link to my Flickr album that will have all of the pictures that were of any kind of interest at all. I'll also put a link to the band that was playing, because at the Saturday night concert, the Electric Avenue band from Atlanta was playing. They're an 80s band. They're really, really good. And so you might find someplace nearby. They're not coming back to Chattanooga this year that I know of, but you might find someplace nearby they're going to be playing that you might be interested to go see them. So with that, here are some pictures, and we'll see you all next week.